am Oster, and I have Polar Bear Bunny commentating with me today. We've got a Super Metroid Multiworld tournament race between TBD, represented by Nefarious and OK Beamer, and Slow Guy and Tornado, representing the Order of the Elephant. I believe this is the losers match in the GSL group format that we have going on currently. And the top two out of each group will advance to the winner side of the 16-team bracket, and the losers of the GSL format will advance to the loser side of the bracket. So nobody's getting eliminated in this stage, but we're playing to try and stay in the winner side here.
Yeah, I'm super excited for both of these teams. I think this matchup is actually pretty close. Slorguy and Tornado, pretty experienced in kind of 80% vanilla categories. Really put a lot of work into grinding their times down. Nefarious and OK Beamer, very good as well mechanically. Probably a little more randomizer experience, especially from Nefarious. He's probably the one I'd say is the most experienced out of all of them. But I think it's just going to be a really great matchup to see who's gonna kind of move on to the winner's bracket here.
Yeah, so TBD was the number 3 seed, actually, and I believe they lost their opener match to the 14 seed Taco Tank Dodgers, who had their winner's match earlier today. And Slow Guy and Tornado had lost their match against 0 kilobytes per second, who also had it was also in the earlier match today.
Won't spoil the fun too much if you wanted to go back and watch that. We'll talk about here a little bit about what kind of seed we have going on. It is major minor that was rolled for them, which means that major items are going to all be in major item locations, that being the upgrades, the E-tanks, the beams, the suits, all that good stuff. And let's see, and it is multi-worlds. Basically, the left team and the right team are facing each other. Player 1 for each team is on the top, and player 2 for each team on the bottom. And you can go around the world and gather items, and they could be your own items, or they could be items that you send to your partner. Nothing too exciting gotten for anybody yet. Player 1s are still without super missiles. Player 2 have all the minor items that they could ever want, but just some tanks and a morph ball so far. Everyone going straight up the climb.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I have a correction. This is the winners matchup. I was mistaken. I thought I had heard that TBD lost their match. So sorry about that. It was the losers match that happened earlier today.
Okay. So these teams are both going for their second win to be over in the winners bracket. But yeah, like you said, even if one of these teams loses, which one will, I'm sure, nobody's out of it yet.
Yeah. I just heard something incorrect. I wasn't doing it based on anything or to try and slight the team members or assuming that they lost. But that was my bad. I'm sorry. But yeah, player 1 not having supers yet. In general, in major minor, you don't have to worry too much about specific miner locations. But early on in the seed, if somebody still doesn't have either supers or power bombs, then you really actually do have to keep those in mind. So we've seen people already go to 230 missiles, which is a pretty slow miner, but it's one that you usually don't want to risk leaving the only super pack behind if the only one happens to be there.
Exactly. It's pretty rare that you get locked up super hard in this case, to where the only supers are somewhere really inconvenient out of the way, like maybe like Billy Mays or Crateria Powerbomb's location. But it's possible. We see the player one gauntlet, just missiles in the back. Couldn't get through anyway with just one powerbomb pack, but good to note that. Thinking about not having supers in this early Bryn area, there's a lot of minor checks or major checks that you just can't do, and you also can't get through to Red Tower.
Yeah, you can get really walled in Big Pink, because that's just a straight up dead end if you don't have supers. It's not super likely that you're going to be walled like that for that long, but it could happen, so you have to be aware of it.
Both sides. Seeing some supers under the bridge. Don't know whose they are yet. More supers for player 2 though in the back of Green Bryn. There they are. Slow Guy has located some supers for player 1.
Okay, so we won't have to worry about that anymore. Looks like the player 2s have Wave Beam as well. I think that was at somebody's Terminator. So player 2 won't have to do the Wave Gate glitch.
But I bet one of them will.
Yeah, probably. There's some people who, like, it's easy to forget you have Wave, but there's some people I've talked to who actually prefer doing the glitch, because you don't have to worry about falling down after you shoot the button. So you got some nice synced moonfalls on the bottom towards the Etakun Major. So player 1 found a Skur Tech for player 2. Player 2 found an Ice Beam for player 1.
I think I'd rather be player 2 right now with 40 supers rather than 5.
Yeah, 40 supers and Skur Tech. Ice Beam is more on the progression side of things, but Skur Tech is really nice to have for Lower Norfair once you get there.
Like Nasarius going over to the Firefly room to get the fill up on his power bombs there. Probably wasn't necessary for Oki Beamer now that he has the screw attack though. Major minor, of course, you don't need to be as conscious of having all of your power bombs intact, but it still is a nice luxury to have. Thor remembering to use Wave Beam. Just for an E-tank. So guys, setting up that Wave Gate glitch. Sarius running through as well. E-tanks all around.
So it's going to be very interesting to see where everybody goes, because they don't really have items that point them in any particular direction, up or down.
They really don't. This seed's a little bit sad to start out. Well, there's a speed booster for player 1 right conveniently at the charge beam, so Nasarius and Slow Guy will be able to head right down to Waterway and get this check out of the way. They don't have to come back for it ever.
That is good to get this check out of the way. It's kind of slow to do it without gravity, though. It's weird too because if you get access to this check, it could potentially slow you down from getting to majors that are further along the path that your partner might have otherwise gotten from you sooner. Multiworld's kind of weird that way.
Tornado and Beamer making the choice to go down Red Tower. It doesn't really surprise me without a good movement item to get them over the moat to the wreck ship easily. Vanilla Spazer for the... This is pretty interesting because it's feeling like the seed is kind of front-loading a lot of non-required major items. The Wave Spazer Screw kind of being heavy indicators of that. Oh, Beamer, get out! Take a little grab there, but he's gonna be alright. First into Kraid is Tornado. Nasarius is actually going up, does have that speed booster, which is something that does get you over the moat pretty easily.
Yeah, and it also makes sure that you can get the wreck ship reserve major. So we do get some divergence between the player ones. So that's interesting. Speed is nice to have going down as well for upper Norfair hell runs, because it lets you skip the run through Cathedral, basically, get to the Bubble Mountain majors a lot faster. So it's got benefits going either direction, which I think makes it kind of hard to choose.
Good backup quick kill from Tornado there. Yeah, I definitely agree. Nasarius, coming here for the gauntlet check, is a major item that could be a suit for either player. So basically, Nasarius coming back up here for 5 checks, not just the 4 in the wreck ship.
Yeah, so normally in the solo major minor seats that we're all used to racing, they have something called suit restriction, which basically means suits can't be in Crateria because it would increase the amount of seeds early on, where seeds either just really free because you get a suit early, or it just pushes you in a specific direction really strongly. So to avoid that kind of stuff, generally suits can't be in Crateria, but in the Multiworld, they actually can. And I've seen a few players not quite used to having to think about that.
Yeah, if you've been playing in a league for a long time, or the randomizer tournaments that have gone on over the years, you're definitely not used to it. Just an E-Tank at the gauntlet today for player 1. Slow Guy finding his own Hydra boots behind Kraid. Right after Tornado found Space Jump for him at his Kraid. Sorry, it's kind of getting that Space Jump right in time. Doesn't have to do the Shine Spark over, can conserve his health.
I just kind of, the gauntlet check buys you as well.
Yep.
Strategy is really interesting in Multiworld because you're not tied to having like an item finds usefulness. It doesn't really have to be tied to the area that you're in, and you can receive major items at any time along the path you're in, instead of only being able to get them at spots you know items are at. So you can like stall for a while on a check and still end up getting gravity at the same time, for instance, if your partner's the one that has to find it for you.
So we've got Ace Brick Wall player 1 at player 2's high jump boots. Player 1's powers combined, Asarius and Slow Guy both have equipment now for still this Meridia dip, which is kind of what I was afraid of with all this kind of junk fill at the beginning of the seed. That usually indicates to me that it's going to be a Suitless Meridia seed.
Yeah, no grapple, so it'd just be restricted to checking Mama Turtle and then leaving, which is pretty slow, but it could be required. So out of all these players, we're just going to have a singular red ship check from Asarius, while everyone else is doing Norfair. So we're going to be missing the info on what's at player 2's red ship for quite a while. Or sorry, what's at player 1. Sorry. We're going to be missing the info for what's at player 2's red ship for quite a while, most likely.
And honestly, especially OK Beamer, but OK Beamer and Thor are not in a great position to be doing these holo runs. Thor has enough tanks, but it's still not perfectly comfortable. Would definitely rather have that speed booster just to take the speedway. OK Beamer is actually going to go back up. I don't know if this is just for a refill or just going to go to the wreck ship.
Yeah, it's a rough position because, yeah, speed booster would be really helpful for player 2's upper Norfair hill runs, but they also really didn't have a good movement item to reliably get across the moat. And like, being walled at attempting CWJ over the moat or something like that it can be a lot more costly in a multi-world where you're delaying getting items for your partner as well. So got player 2's charge beam out of Nesarius' wreck ship so far.
The one who has all of the ammo is the one who gets the charge beam. Seems fair.
Yeah, that is how it works out a lot of the time. It's just mostly when you notice it. You see an item, and it goes to the player who benefits least from getting it. That's not really how it works, but those are the times when you notice it most, so it's confirmation bias.
Exactly. They're filling up to check the speed booster location. It's not have speed on its own, so it did fill up to the full 4. That's about how much it'll take for you to get through here with some wiggle room. And it's his own spring ball, which getting close themselves down on player 2's side for that Suitless Meridia starter pack. You know, Slow Guy is really healthy on tanks. So he's already checked it, I guess. Okay. Player one's own wave beam at the wreck should be tank.
Yeah, Slow Guy's gonna get through all these checks much faster than Tornado is. Speed and having more E-tanks.
It's a nice refill at wave beam for himself. I do really want to see what's up here at the wreck ship reserve. It's gotta be something, right? We are kind of running short on places where items can be. It's probably just like grapple though.
Yeah, so we've got player 2's wave and Crocomire still left to look at. We've got... Oh, player 2 wreck ship has player 1's charge beam, so that's both of them accounted for.
Nice.
OK Beamer also got to do Gauntlet with Screw Attack, which is a big time save.
Tornado has this really awkward position getting over to the wave beam item. Taking a couple spike hits, trying to do 60 damage to him. This is going to be close trying to get out, because of course that E-Tank was for Slow Guy and not for him. I don't think this is going to make it, yeah. The good thing about a multi-world is you can take safety saves, and if an item that you pick up is not for you, you can just reset and your partner doesn't lose that item ever. So, probably best to safety save as much as you're comfy with. No real risk to it.
Yeah, it's nice CWJ from OK Beamer. I think that was just a couple tries to set that up.
I'm liking that we ended up with divergence on both sides here. OK Beamer into the wreck ship.
Yeah, we're gonna get quite a lot of information across the board here that not all of the runners are gonna have.
Our own Varia from Azarius. Player 1's Varia at Player 1's gravity suit. I assumed Azarius pre-checked the reserve item. I didn't catch it, but obviously it was nothing important. Unless he's being real silly. Wow, that seems like a popular place for some good stuff. The seeds lately.
Yeah. I mean, half the time it's at the reserve instead, and you need speed.
And then speed's just there.
He had speed anyways, so that is going to save this area sometime in Upper Norfair. Really, Slow Guy didn't lose too much time doing Upper Norfair with speed and a lot of E-Tanks. But since I believe Nefarious is going to end up finding high jump. Actually, I'm not sure whose game Player 1's high jump was in. Was that at Player 2's Kraid?
I thought it was at Player 2's high jump boots location, which I thought OK Beamer checked.
Oh, yeah. Right, OK Beamer did Kraid. I swear Kraid had somebody's high jump. One person's Kraid. It was probably Player 1's Kraid that has Player 2's high jump. That's probably what it was. Or does Nefarious actually have it? Nefarious looks like he's jumping pretty high, actually. He might have it.
I think he does have high jump, but then again, there's a lot going on with 4 screens. Big thank you to our tracker, DMC Sparta, helping us out, tracking all by its lonesome, which is definitely not easy.
Yeah, it is sometimes hard to like tell an individual screen's movement if someone has it or not, for sure. But I think, yeah, Nefarious probably does have high jump. So having Varia on their first trip to Norfair could let them go to Lower Norfair straight away and just be able to do all those checks cleanly in a line.
Yeah, I think Nefarious should at least do Bubble Mountain here, depending on kind of what's found in the meantime. Just knowing that OK Beamer has neither suit and doesn't have really any movement items at all. So basically what TBD wants to do at this point is find items as quickly as possible, so that both team members have the best chance at actually getting things done.
Yeah, and I think at this point, with what we have left, there is a very high chance that that Varia suit for Player 1 is just hard locking more suits in Lower Norfair. Something important. Oh, okay. Player 1's Ice Beam has gravity, so Slow Guy's got gravity. Nefarious is probably going to get that pretty soon. Just have the whole game open, which is sometimes not great, actually, to have the entire game available when your partner does not have a suit, because it's so many more chances to kind of guess incorrectly on where to go to help them finish the game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty rare that the way the layout of the seed is and the way that you choose to go, that these multi-worlds kind of break evenly as far as being able to progress. Oh, well, we've got... So now, OK Beamer does have something to do, finding his own gravity at his Rection E-Tank. Slow Guy, this gravity... Finding gravity after Varia could present a problem, unless, Varia suit for Tornado is up in this Meridia. It could be a really long time before he finds his own Varia.
The maximum divergence I think we could see here is if Tornado gets his own Varia at Grapple Beam here. But I think it's relatively unlikely. We also still have a top of wreck ship check for Beamer to do. So can't get the wreck ship reserve major, but can see what it is. But he can get the gravity major.
Use that Varia suit for Nesarius.
This is gravity.
Or, yeah, you know, the other one. Looking sharp, cool screw attack, it's purple. I love it.
I like his purple speed booster too. Maybe going to Croc. He didn't really do a... Oh, okay. I actually thought that looked like a pretty lazy attempt at Ice Escape. I don't mean it to be disparaging, but it is just... It didn't look like he was actually trying for it. So I was kind of surprised that it worked. But I guess having the two platform lineup gives you a lot of space to run them. I thought maybe he was gonna just go through Croc Speedway, since it didn't look like he was trying to do Ice Escape to me.
Thor can't make the jump he was trying to make there without high jumping and speed. I think it looked like he did have high jump, but I don't recall where that was or would have been. But you need both to make that jump, otherwise he could have done like a spring ball jump, but his E-tanks are pretty limited.
Yeah. In Bubble Mountain, like, he's really got no good options other than to just go straight backwards through Cathedral. And that's not really a fun... Oh, he's got Haven's Phaser, actually. He can do the Frog Speedway trick.
Oh, so there's Varia suit for Thor at Watch Moon. So that's pretty good. I think Nesarius might just choose here to go through his own Lower Norfair. So it'll be a while before he gets to Meridia.
Yeah, so I actually think Tornado was going to go do the Frog Speedway trick. Yeah, Tornado also has high jump. Nesarius just found player 2's high jump at Norfair Reserve, and Sulkai's definitely been there. So.
And I don't know if you caught it, but the player 2's speed booster was at player 2's gravity.
Oh, I did not catch that. That is... I've seen a lot of that lately. That could be really rude if, you know, something important is at Workshop Reserve, and you'd rather not make yourself sit through bowling twice. Like, some players will do bowling in that instance and just get the gravity check and then resort to either coming back or maybe having to skip the suit or whatever. But if Workshop Reserve has nothing, it's a lot easier to just make the decision to do bowling and get whatever's there, since you're not really sacrificing anything.
Nice fast waterway check from OK Beaver, just a reserve tank for Nosarius. Still got first to take down Dragon, but nothing else of great value is going to be here in this Meridia, I don't think.
We are going to have great value TM, probably. Soul Guy had kind of a rough time with Speed Booster killing Dragon, which happens, but like, I know he knows how to do it because he runs at 8%. At a level at which he would be doing that consistently. But had to kind of back up with an ammo kill. Nosarius taking the Remembered Highway new route down to Lower Norfair. Got Gravity, got Meridia. So, OK Beamer, it's very good that OK Beamer has Speed Booster to be able to go all the way through Meridia, because OK Beamer's Varia is at Nosarius' bot tune. We saw that pick up on Slow Guy's side. And Nosarius isn't gonna get there for a little while, because he's doing Lower Norfair first. But they're gonna be in go mode once Nosarius gets up to doing Meridia. Is the main question here is, like, is Nosarius gonna check Croc and stuff like that? Probably will. Just to make sure that he's not missing OK Beamer's Varia in a place that he's gonna skip. That's all guy's doing a lot of, like, he's doing Plasma check, and Meridia is gonna take a while to get to his own wreck ship, probably. I mean, it's probably the next destination, but this is still a big detour from the critical path. Plasma and Check Tool are just really time-consuming checks. Everyone has to go to wreck ship if they want suits, really, because Tornado's Gravity is in his own wreck ship as well. And they're Order of the Elephant are both pretty far from their own wreck ship. Yeah, Soul Guy's gonna do Ice Clip to Shack Tool. So he's doing the two slowest Meridia checks. This is one of the dangers of doing Meridia early. It's not like he has other options, but it is one of the pitfalls of it. You can get roped into doing these really slow checks, or you have to choose to skip them, and then you don't want things to be there.
Exactly. I think it's probably better for him to go ahead and go to the wreck ship, but I think they do see him as a bit ahead of Tornado, but Tornado's going to have Lower Norfair cleared out pretty quickly here, which is a big part of your progression. You need to use the X-ray scope to give him a little more leeway, otherwise this ice clip is extremely precise, the positioning of the blue yield.
I think he needs to be morphing and unmorphing before he uses it, because Yeah, there. That should be a bit better. Might not be high enough.
It needs to be a little higher, yeah.
But if you do a jump where you get wedged into a crouch, the game doesn't let you use X-ray out of that. It has to be out of like you have to be going into crouch from either morph or standing.
That may be pretty close to the natural way to do this. Yeah, that's one thing that you have to learn when you try to do this, and it doesn't appear that Slow Guy is aware of what he's doing wrong.
Yeah, he's not figuring it out. Because I can tell he keeps trying to use X-ray in a situation where the game's disabling the input. To fix that, oh, he just morphed. He might figure it out now because he just morphed and it fixed it for him. So hopefully he figures it out from that. That actually looks pretty close to the position that it works naturally as well. I can never remember what exactly it's supposed to look like. I just know there's one frame that works and there's one frame that looks very similar that I always mistake it for.
I don't know what that's like the thought here is. Like, I could see coming to do this if you're really confident that you're going to get it quickly. And I don't know if that is normally how Slow Guy feels and he's just having a rough time, or if this is just kind of a Hail Mary kind of thing. That actually might have worked with the X-ray, that positioning there.
Yeah, that definitely would have worked. Maybe we talk too much about how the ice clip is free with X-ray without like mentioning enough that you have to do it a bit differently. It is really easy to do if you know what you're supposed to do with the inputs. Like, you should never have issues with it, but yeah.
Still not totally free, and a bit time consuming. Nusarius only has the Dragon to do. Pretty comfy position, pretty comfy lead Nusarius is in over everyone here. Again, I think Slow Guy and Tornado probably have a little bit of an execution advantage in general. But in a randomizer, that's not always the most important thing. Especially if you are the lower execution player and you have way better items, you're gonna come out on top almost every time.
There's a lot of skill in knowing how to play randomizer situations in ways that are like more likely to work out in your favor, capitalize on advantages and stuff.
Oh, even Beamer going for the check tool check with grapple, but doesn't have there he goes. Doesn't have space jump to make that really easy. He does have high jump.
Yeah, he definitely has high jump. It would have been a struggle to get up there without it.
Yeah. Here's that speedless speedway for Tornado. Very nicely done.
I can understand the check tool attempts, though, for both sides, just because missing a suit is pretty big at this point. So actually, okay, Beamer, like, I guess this is him saying that he doesn't want to do the lower Norfair hell runs because he only has 15 power bombs. The seed's actually very low on power bombs, I just realized.
Yeah.
So, not really enough Crystal Flash attempts. I didn't see what was at Shactal, but we know where Varia is. I think we know where all of Player 2's items are collectively, except for maybe Space Jump. So
yeah, I think we're missing Space Jump.
we can assume it was nothing. He might have kept Space Jump, I don't know if it was there, so I feel like it was probably nothing.
This little guy on the right track to get his Varia. There is bombs for someone. Player 1, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, I think he got the Hondizu shuffle. I think he got it. I think he morphed into a position where he only had to do the input once. Because it looked like he wasn't wiggling a whole lot. So yeah, okay, Bieber doing all the slow Meridia checks that I mentioned.
Yeah, other than the power bomb count, he'd be in a pretty comfy position for Suitless LN. There's his Ice Beam as well, so full beam combo for everybody here. On TBD. Heckin' Spring Ball, ruining Mock Balls everywhere. I guess Nesarius doesn't have Plasma. I think it was behind, it's behind Player 2's Ridley. Oh, is that Space Jump?
I think...
Plasma Trip Beamer?
Was it?
Reset it?
I didn't see it.
It looked like he was space jumping.
Oh, maybe. Let's see. So he resets the Aqueduct save. I feel like Space Jump is worth keeping there. I don't know for sure if it was actually there, but... oh, actually, maybe not. Wait, no, yes. If your next destination's wreck ship, and you're at that save, it's a good idea to reset it. I guess he's going to Norfair, though, because he's already done wreck ship, right? Yeah, he's already done a wreck ship. Wreck ship had Player 2 gravity. That's why he's here in the first place.
I think, yeah, if he wanted to go to Suitless LN now, I think he should have kept it.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely helps there. Especially combined with Screw Tech.
Does Tornado still not have a good item for the boat here? Oh
no. No, not really. He's going for the spring ball bounce across the moat, which, oh, that's, see, like, I find it hard. It's probably easier if you turn off high jump. No, he's got high jump off.
Yeah.
He'd be jumping higher in the water otherwise.
Everybody talks about how free the spring ball jump is, and I just don't believe it. I don't buy it. Not buying your free product.
I do a spring mock here, because I find it, like, going for an actual bounce, I find it hard to aim at the platform. But when I'm going for a mock, it lets me let go of the jump button to adjust when needed. But when you mock ball, you lose, like, you lose some speed at the start when you mock, because you have to wait for the mock ball to start accelerating. So it's not, I wouldn't say it's necessarily easier, but it's easier for me. If you can do the balance, that's better, honestly, than what I do, but...
Balance. That looks almost good. Ugh.
I can't really do it.
It's a trick where, like, I know, like, I tried it one time and I got it first try, so I thought it was really as easy as people say it is, and then I, like, literally never had it ever again. So, take that with what you will.
Okay, so Nessarius about to get Beamer's Varia? Yes. Okay.
Please get it, Nessarius. Nice pink. Cute.
So it worked out that Beamer wasn't going to have to do... We knew it was going to work out that Beamer wouldn't have to do horns, but it took a while for Nessarius to get here because of everything else that he did in the meantime. So that is go mode for TBD. With one boss remaining each. Tornado still got 2 bosses to do. He's gonna find his gravity here. Where is Soul Guy's Varia again? Oh yeah, Soul Guy's Varia is at his own gravity, and he's about to get it. So Order of the Elephant's gonna be in go mode relatively quickly. Once Tornado gets across the boat, it gets direct ship tank. But actually, Soul Guy still needs charge. It was good. I believe Soul Guy's charge game is that Tornado's gauntlet. And I don't know if he's gonna go there at this point.
I could have sworn that he did. Like, right before this, but maybe he just took a ship refill.
Oh, I didn't really see that closely. You might be right.
Or just gone bananas. I don't know. But...
Well, I don't think so, because Soul Guy is checking this... Oh wait, no, he's checking reserve. Never mind, don't mind me.
All bananas. Yeah, let me go mode pretty quickly. Still a little bit behind TBD though. Remember, the winner of this matchup will move on to the winner's bracket, and then the other team that loses will go on to fight another match between either Taco Tank Dodgers or Zero. Some acronym, kilobits per second, KBPS, 0 KBPS. To see which one of them goes to the winners or the losers bracket.
The bad internet joke team. Okay, so Soul Guy is going to Gauntlet. I don't think anything was in Player 1 Gauntlet.
No, I don't think so. I think it was an E-Tank.
Yeah, so this is really comfy for TBD from here on out. I'm worried about, I mean, it's probably not gonna tip the match at this point, but I'm still worried about Tornado getting Soul Guy's charge. I suppose, like, I guess unfortunately there's gonna be enough game left for them that Soul Guy is probably gonna be able to get enough minor items to make up the ammo difference he needs without charge.
Yeah, that's if Thor actually didn't get it, but I think he did.
Yeah, maybe.
But we'll find out eventually, I'm sure. So I kind of saw it, like, I think Slow Guy being able to have his gravity earlier and be able to get Thor's Varia earlier than TBD kind of just made Thor's path to his own gravity a lot longer. So it's kind of unfortunate for him. That's the thing about Rando in general, especially Multiworld, like, the order in which you find things, it just affects everything, and it can seem like getting your suits early is a really good thing when that's not always the case, because it can take you right off the path of something else that you need that's required.
Yeah, if you've got both of your suits in a solo rando, you probably don't care too much about where everything else is. Like, every other item is probably negotiable. You can be like, okay, well, I can find ice or speed, so I won't search as hard because it's more likely I stumble on one of them. But if you need your partner suits, that's sometimes a pretty hard gate. I mean, sometimes your partner will have the stuff to skip a suit, but it still ends up being slow. And if they're behind already, then that really affects your team time.
There is that gravity for Tornado. Nasarius on his way to Tourian, very close to it. Okay, Beamer headed to Tourian as well, but still kind of deep in the throes of Lower Norfair. And Slogai, unfortunately, having to do Ridley last. It's going to be a while before he gets to Tourian.
Yeah, that's a big problem with this this ordering of things.
This order of the elephant. Bounce.
I guess they say Fantine's a dumb elephant for a reason. But yeah, getting your Varia light at the top of Wreckship is really bad, like always.
Yeah, it really is. There's no good way to go about that. I can't believe that fire bomb didn't hit the door. Silly game.
I think OK Beaver is probably going to be in Tourian right around the time Slow Guy's killing Ridley. So it's going to be a pretty big win for them.
Yeah, this is a pretty comfortable lead for TBD. And gonna be able to rest a bit before the bracket stage. Again, everybody, all 16 teams that are here, do go ahead and make it to a bracket. There's a winners and losers bracket. So basically, once we get to that point, it'll be one loss and you're done. Whereas winners will have another shot at redemption if they take a loss. So nobody's out of it today.
Yeah, the overall tournament format means you can actually lose up to 3 times before being out.
Yeah.
Kind of depends when you take the losses a little bit, but still. Gonna have some O2 teams after the group stage fighting to stay alive in the losers bracket still. of like it just because, like a format like Multiworld, you don't get to race too often, and it still does matter if you win or lose your group stage matches, but you're still gonna get to play at least one after, even if you do lose. So I think it works out.
Sorry, should pretty comfortably sub out here. Doesn't have the greatest beam combo, but does have a lot of supers left over to supplement.
It's gonna be close, I think. Like stand-up isn't gonna be very effective. It's not gonna be the worst. I would still do stand-up with this beam in a solo, but I wouldn't bother here.
Nice speed ball from Slow Guy coming out wasting there. Yep, so your total team time is going to be the time that the second person on your team finishes. So, yeah, I'm sorry, just going for stand-up here to save a handful of seconds is definitely not worth it with his teammate quite a bit behind him.
Yeah, and even though Slow Guy got his go-mode, his personal go-mode, before Tornado, the distance that he had to travel to beat his remaining boss was so much longer that they're going to be pretty much even at the end. Slow Guy does have charge, by the way. He was using charge shots on Ridley. Okay, so you were right. Tornado had grabbed it from Gauntlet.
Probably doesn't need to worry about it.
I'm not sure how good I'd feel in their position. Like, they didn't do badly, but I think like Nefarious getting to Beamer's very late, relatively compared to how they could have routed it, and Beamer doing a lot of extra Meridia checks. It could be something to feel anxious about, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they kind of did route this pretty much as efficiently as you could, but it's easy to kind of sit there and wonder if there was a better way to go about it.
Wait, is Slow Guy going back into Brinstar? That's weird.
I hope not. Oh, was he like muscle memory?
I guess so.
I've definitely not ever done that. Because that would be silly.
Yeah, Tornado not having speed actually put him behind exiting Meridia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No spaceship either, so this is actually a really like awkward way out. Even though it's normally the faster way out.
So we've got a first place finish for Nasarius in 59.27, and their team's official time will be when both of them are done. So coming up pretty shortly.
Yeah, little G for Nasarius. Okay, Beamer. About to be in the escape.
I feel like the time between your team's first finish and second finish is one of the more nerve-wracking parts of the race. Because you could just get sniped by both people in the other team.
Yeah, that's like your biggest nightmare. It's rare, but it happens where people finish at just about exactly the same time. Whereas kind of Thor and Slow Guy have kind of a signal that like they're probably not in a good position.
Yeah. It's interesting too because like if you're not on the team that has the first finisher, you can kind of tell, usually in most seeds, you can tell what's the likelihood that they routed in a way where they're going to be far apart. And you can also tell, like, depending on which player finishes first, how screwed you are.
Yeah.
Depending, like, if it's the player that you know should have had the harder time getting their stuff that finishes first, then you probably know you're not in a great spot. I don't think that's not really the case here. I think player 1 had a better time overall in this seed.
That's okay, Beamer. Hitting the ship, and an official time for TBD of 1 hour, 1 minute, and 33 seconds. GG to TBD. Very nicely done. We'll see if they want to come in and interview. And Slow Guy and Tornado gonna finish up Tourian here.
Yeah, I think Tornado can finish around a 109 here.
Yeah, he's gonna end up with even more supers than Nasarius had, so he's pretty quick on here. Speaking of, we have Nasarius and TBD joining us. Welcome in, GG's guys.
Hey, thanks.
I saw the sequence before I was looking forward to see this. I didn't actually see it in this flow, but I had to close the stream for all of this.
Yeah, I was expecting that race to be done before this one.
Sure.
But yeah, it worked out pretty well for you guys. Rickship turned out to be the best place. They both put theirs off for a while, and so
It seemed like kind of a bust for me. I don't think I got anything. Wreck ship.
you got your own area.
Oh yeah, of course. At the very end. Yeah, so yeah, that was exactly right.
Yeah. It was pretty bad for Slow Guy because Slow Guy got his very last and then had to go all the way back down to Ridley to do that and then come back up. Not really any power bombs this stage for Crystal Flashes and stuff. Yeah, how'd you guys feel during the race?
Like a coin toss, more or less. And when we found the barrier suit, I thought that I might be in a good position getting the barrier suit. I was close to the Norfair because I didn't do the add-ons already.
Yeah. I guess I took pretty much the best route I could, considering where the items were. Yeah. And like after you get Varia and high jump, you're gonna go to lower Norfair. So I figured, either I was going to be racing directly against my opponent, or they would make a worse choice.
Yeah, as it turns out, since neither of them went to their own rig ships early, they actually ended up finding Tornado's various suit much earlier than you guys found OK Beamers. And I think that just, it seemed like it was a good thing for them, but it turned out to make Slow Guy's path a lot longer to his own Varia.
Yeah, because Slow Guy had gravity first, and then did all of Meridia. So got Tornado's Varia earlier, but then did all of Slow Meridia. Didn't get to his own Varia in time, really, and then Tornado had a lot to do as well, and got his gravity pretty late. It's just how it works out sometimes. And Tornado did struggle a lot more with the hell runs. I don't think any of the decisions were bad this seed. It's just leaving suits in the wreck ship with the way that the order you get stuff in this seed ended up being really costly.
Well, one of us made the wrong choice. Well, obviously very happy we came out of the 2-0. That's pretty cool. We were saying we might have won our first match, but Slow and Tornado, they set up 0k DPS badly playing against them.
I think we kind of flipped our way into a top seed, and then we got a fairly tough group, and pretty happy we avoided the hardest team.
I think our group is the most unpredictable one. The team from the lowest group, DMC and Zero, they have no business being in there, in my opinion. And the only reason for that is because in the CEDA they thought it was a full, and never realized it was a major minor.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So they're kind of underseeded because of that.
Completely. So our group was pretty tight, and I'd say even the tightest of them all. Maybe not the very best players, but the closest.
Yeah. So we've got Slow Guy finishing up first on his team with a 106.59. Actually, I came into this match. I think somebody told me that you lost your first match, so I thought this was losers, and I got corrected pretty quickly. But
fake news.
Yeah, your group actually is pretty tight. I think Order of the Elephant could easily be a higher seed. It just wasn't the way the qualifier worked out.
Any result you would have told me, I would have believed. So, but going 2-0 is comfy. I don't have to play the third tiebreaker week, so since it's towards the end of this race, I am going to spoil the matchups. Actually, maybe I shouldn't, because maybe not everyone here watched it. That's okay. It'll be obvious next week when the match actually happens.
So Tornado and Slow Guy are going to face whoever lost between 0 kilobits per second
case for everyone. That race.
This is so confusing.
It's
The 1-1 match.
Tiebreaker week is winner of losers match versus loser of winners match.
It's like a mini tournament. Just without
Yeah, Tornado also, the way that they routed, like, getting unlucky with those movement items. We saw, I think, your space jump was at your plasma, and speed at gravity. 2 places that Thor obviously never went, with gravity being his go mode. But Thor does finish, and that is a team time for Order of the Elephant of 1 hour 9 minutes and 51 seconds. So GG to the Order of the Elephant.
Yeah, and it looks like they are going to come in shortly. It looks like we don't have any of the week 3 matches on the schedule yet. And welcome, Slow Guy. GG.
Yo, thank you very much.
Yeah, GG.
Is Tornado coming as well?
GG, slow guy.
I don't know. Oh yeah, he said he's asking if there is one.
Oh, maybe his Discord isn't in the bot. Because he should have gotten an invite, but I guess he didn't.
Yeah, it says he didn't get an invite. So I have to know who went up at Red Tower.
I went up first. Yeah.
Not you.
Not you.
Yep. We both went down, and I thought after I went up there, I was like, I probably should have gone up because I had speed.
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
could have done a full clear. But I usually hate going up because every single time I go up, it's nothing but like 4 reserve tanks. So like, it's like, ah.
Yeah, now that it's Multiworld, you can have up to 8 reserve tanks in your seat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Welcome to Tornado. GG's.
Yeah, GG's.
GG.
GG Beamer and Nazarius.
GG.
Did they go up early? Was that the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Makes
Well,
sense.
Nazarius did.
Player 1.
Yep. Which would have been getting their own Varia suit, so that would have been pretty big.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Beamer still
Yeah.
won it fairly early because he didn't do a lot of the upper Norfair because of having such bad health for it. So he just kind of turned around and went back up to Rick Ship. So relatively early getting there as well.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it was a difficult hell run for the player 2.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
it looks really rough.
Like I
There
would
was,
have turned around
nothing
because
there,
it was too hard. Now that's how it goes sometimes, you know. But we knew going into this race we were up against a really good team, so there was a good chance. If we didn't go the right way, we were going the wrong way, right? We weren't going to come back from it.
Yeah, this was a really punishing Rick Ship to not do first.
Yeah, it happens though.
Yeah, it does. Especially like getting Varia. Like you still got Tornado's Varia much earlier, but his Varia didn't actually help him a whole lot.
Yeah, I was excited when I got that Varia. I was like, okay, now we're on the right track. that was not the case.
Yeah, kind of the problem is if you go down and you get a suit, it feels like you did the right thing. But if the other player went up and got something else required, it's still really easy for them to get the required thing you got, but it's not easy for you to get the required thing they got in Wreck Ship.
Yep.
True.
Makes sense.
It's just really punishing the seed for you guys to not go there first, and that's just how it is. Like, it's not the right play all the time.
Yeah, I really dislike going Wreck Ship first, but this time I figured, like, I have a bunch of energy to survive Fantoon, I have Speed Booster, I really should. So
Yeah, if I had put the thought into me having speed, I would have probably decided to go up, because that at least means I can full clear. And especially after watching Bear Pair's seed yesterday, you know.
I didn't have speed.
I know, but I did, so I was like, ugh. I should have gone up.
I
But
did
I
the right
didn't.
thing. MM2 is wrong. That is all.
It's weird because, like, if you get speed early, it really helps out a lot in both directions. So it's still hard to know what to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Speed booster usually drives me up too, unless I'm on one E-tank and nothing else or something like that. Because I don't want to fight Fantoon without one E-tank. It just doesn't work. It was close with 3 tanks and Screw Attack today.
Yeah. No, I would have been okay with 3 tanks, but I probably would have gone and saved at the ship, or at least at the top of Red Tower. I don't remember if I had what I needed to get through Gauntlet. If I had gone up early, but if I did, I
actually
would have gone
check.
through Gauntlet first.
Yeah, that's what I did. I checked Gauntlet first before going Wreck Ship.
Yeah, I would have too. That leaves me a save at the ship. I know if there was like a suit that would have been helpful in the Gauntlet, you know. So no, that was my bad. I should have gone up for sure.
I'm just glad I didn't do suitless Meridia there before the ship. I was thinking about it.
It's a tough call in these because you're getting items a lot slower if you do that, depending what your partner's missing. But sometimes it's the answer and it can swing the race back in your way. So
I don't
Yeah,
think it
well-
would have helped. So
no, not this time. But yeah, so good luck, Soul Guy and Tornado, on your tiebreaker matchup next week. That'll decide if you start on winner's side or loser's side of the bracket.
cool.
Oh. Who are the 2 teams what was the race we need to watch for to see? Do you know?
It was Taco Tank Dodgers versus 0 kilobits per second, which was the 12 p.m. race earlier today. I won't spoil the result of it.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Well then,
secret.
having not watched it, I'm really hoping for Taco Tank Dodgers, just because it's Mr. Fox, and I want to face Mr. Fox.
It's not though.
It's not.
No.
Oh, no, they're magic
They're-
pants, aren't they?
Yeah, they're Magic Pants.
Yeah. Okay. I mixed
Taco
up.
Tank Dodgers is DMC Sparta and Zero Mendez.
Oh, okay.
Brazil
Okay.
Dream Team.
I see.
And
Ah.
speaking of, thanks to DMC Sparta for tracking.
Yeah,
Yo,
thanks.
thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys for calming too. Thank you.
I was happy to
Yeah,
see we
thank
had a
you very
crew.
much. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I thought this would be a nice, good matchup of teams. So really excited to help out. But yeah, GG's to both of our teams. Have a nice week off TBD, and good luck next week to the Order of the Elephant.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
Here we go.
All right, so we do have a race going on right now, but it got added last minute, so it's not restreamed. But you can check the schedule for the upcoming races for the tiebreaker week when those get scheduled. The race that's on, if you want to see the race that's going on right now, even though it's not restreamed, I'd honestly like go to the Super Metroid Randomizer race time page to watch it. As it's kind of hard to follow without a restream, but it was very last minute, so yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.